All right, everybody, welcome to the two-man podcast. Me and my friend Tyler are back after a 2-week hiatus. Tyler, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, Carl. How are you? Way to use hiatus. Love it.
Yeah,
Great use of the
thanks,
word off the
man.
top.
Yeah, good vocab.
I know.
Welcome
I'm
to
I'm very
episode
pumped.
13. Yeah,
This
me
is
too.
episode 13. We got so much to talk about over these last 2 weeks. Me and Carl were
Whew,
just telling
yeah,
each other how much we've seen each other. It's been more 3 times in a week. Unbelievable.
it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was
It
amazing
w
times.
it was a hell of a time to be alive here in the me and Tyler world.
It definitely was. And I mean, stay tuned for this entire episode because we are going to recap everything. And it's good stuff too.
There's some really good stuff, some really bad stuff. I don't know if we're gonna talk about the bad stuff, but some really good stuff.
Yes,
Some really
exactly.
good stuff.
Exactly. So Carl, why don't you kick us off?
Dude, of course. So I think we're starting with our first topic, which is going to be the two movies that we saw this past weekend. We talked about it in our last podcast. It's how we ended it.
Yep.
And I feel like we should, just start up with how we ended from last episode. So
Beautiful.
Tyler, you got to see the Barbenheim flicks.
Yep. Yes, I did. We luckily got to see Oppenheimer together, which
Yes,
was
it was
one of my
fun.
favorite movie experiences ever. We had
Yeah, it
a
was
we had a
great.
day that day. We had mimosas and plenty of margaritas before we went in, but just a nice little buzz, nothing too crazy because we wanted to remember the movie, of course. Uh, and I mean, it was one of the greatest movie experiences of my entire life. Usually, I'm get a little disinterested. I got like ADHD, can't sit too still, but those 3 hours, I mean, as from the second that movie started, obviously no spoilers, but from the second it started, it was running, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, it was over, and in a good way. It was quick, but it had tons of excitement, tons of action, and it had you on the edge of your seat. Some scenes I literally had to look around because I thought I was in the room and in that scene.
Dude,
That's
right?
how intense it was, and the actors were great, the directing was great,
Oh
and
yeah, it was awesome, dude. It
yeah,
was sick.
yeah,
No, I completely agree, man. I was like, dude, I was watching the movie and I was like, yo, it's over. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck? I just
yeah.
wanted more. I was
I,
like, I could
I,
sit through another 3 hours.
Yeah, if they wanted to double that movie and make it 6 hours, I would not have complained because I want to see it like six more times. I haven't been able to see it again yet, but I anyone who wants to see it
Got it.
needs to see it.
Yeah, so good, dude. It was so good. I
Yeah,
think my favorite part about the whole movie was just like how it was filmed in the black and white to
yeah,
the color. So basically they came out and said after the movie came out that all the scenes that were filmed in the black and white, those are the objective.
yeah.
So those are like basically exactly what happened. Like it happened word for word that way.
Hmm.
And then everything in color is subjective. So it was like, oh, this is like hearsay, basically, like this is like what we think happened, or like what people it's like
Yeah,
it's kind of like a game of telephone. Like we don't know
yeah,
if it's exactly what happened. It's just like from hearing it from other people.
yeah.
Um but yeah, no, that was probably my favorite part. Killian Murphy killed it. I'm
Killed
so
it.
happy he finally got a lead role in a Nolan
Hmm.
film. He's
Yeah,
been in like 6 or 7 of Christopher Nolan's film, never had a lead role.
yeah.
But he killed it, dude.
Killed
Like
it. Killed it.
he's great.
Everyone and every actor, every time they showed a new scene with a new actor, it was someone I've recognized from another movie or or,
Yeah,
or show it themselves. And I mean, obviously seeing familiar faces, Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, RDJ, all of them killed
RDJ, yep.
it. And yeah, I mean, everything about it just had you on the edge of your seat. And like you said, I like that little touch they did with the black and white scene. Something I'll have
Yeah,
to look for in my second watch for sure.
yeah, totally. I mean, and like, dude, the explosion was sick too. And
Crazy.
like seeing it in IMAX too, like
Oh yeah,
it was awesome. Like I literally felt like I got blown away by the bomb. Like it was
literally.
sick.
Yeah, and it was funny because you and me did not see Barbie together. I saw it
Yeah.
with Taylor the following week, and in the movie theater we were in, you could hear the explosions and stuff happening in the next movie theater.
No
So
way.
we were
That's
literally sitting there
crazy.
watching Barbie, which is a complete 180 from what Oppenheimer is, a serious, intense movie, and Barbie just is more upbeat, funny, cute little comedy. And we're just sitting there in like some quieter scenes in Barbie, and we just hear, we hear explosions or things happening to the right, and me and Tal just kept looking at each other, laughing, saying, I think we know what's playing next door."
Yeah, they're like,
So
oh, yeah, that's what's going on.
yeah, exactly. So I mean,
Did Taylor see Oppenheimer yet or no?
not yet. We were supposed to see it last week, but then we got too busy. So I'm
No.
trying. She wants to see it, and I think she would definitely really like it.
Yeah, I think
And
so
I
too. It was
selfishly just want
great.
to see it again and
Yeah.
again and again. So
Yeah, I mean, I saw it twice because we went to go see it, and then
yeah.
me and Joey Cullen, went with Liam and Rhiannon. We went to go see the Barbenheimer.
Oh,
Uh,
you went back to
we
back?
went back to back. Yeah.
Wow.
So we saw Barbie. I was just singing, I'm just Ken,
Yeah.
anywhere else I'd be a 10. And then waiting for Oppenheimer to come on, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
the bomb went off
literally.
again.
Yeah, literally. I was that's like one of the first things I said after I saw the Barbie movie is how did people see this back to back? Just
Yeah.
completely two different movies, you
No,
know?
like I was like such like on like such a, like a high note after watching Barbie, and then I
Yeah.
was like, all right, like I knew it was coming in Oppenheimer, but if I saw like that, I would have just been like, wow, like
Yeah,
wow, I would just would have been shocked.
literally, because like even after they dropped the bomb, like there's just so much movie and so much left, like that I
Yeah,
didn't really know a lot about. So it was definitely a movie, and like one of Christopher, a lot of Christopher Nolan's work has to do with like you thinking deeper into the meanings of the
yep,
movies and stuff like that. So it was just, I think that's why I like this movie so much too. Is just because this was like a historical event that took place in our history and stuff, and like he just showcased all of it and was able to kind of educate a lot of us. So
no, it was awesome, dude. Like it
yeah,
was sick.
yeah,
I mean, what was your honest opinion on Barbie though? Did you love it? Were you
yeah, yeah,
about it?
yeah. No, I loved Barbie as well. Honestly, if like Oppenheimer didn't come out, I mean, Barbie is still the talk of the town, but if Oppenheimer didn't
Yeah,
come out that same weekend, Barbie would have been the movie of the summer. So
yeah, no,
that is some
definitely.
debate. But yeah, I thought from the start too, Barbie was just like kind of caught your attention with that opening scene, and
Yeah,
then just right from it, funny, upbeat, and had some banger songs like Carl showcased just a few minutes ago. And the actors were also great, and it's funny premise, funny plot, and Will Ferrell in it too, great. So,
yeah. Will
uh,
Ferrell was great.
yeah, just two great movies that I feel like movies like this haven't come out in a long time that have been this
Nah,
good.
especially on the same day, and it was cool too because I'm pretty sure like the actors also like spoke on it. Like Killian Murphy talked about it. He was like, it's great like the both like these two movies came out on the same day because I feel like it made more people go see the other movie
Mhm.
because they watched one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
So
that, yeah, exactly. And I think that was just it was kind of like a running joke for the longest time, like Barbenheimer
yeah,
and stuff, because just the anticipation, the lead up to both movies. And like you said, like people were seeing all these memes and they're like, hey, we should do a double feature and stuff because everyone's joking about, just the different vibes in the movie. Because I remember when we walked into Oppenheimer, everyone was dressed in pink,
yeah,
with their scarves and their nice outfits and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not what we're about to walk into. So
nope,
it
nope.
was just, I think it was really funny. So it definitely played into the marketing and the success of both movies.
Yeah, no, that I totally agree. I mean, I obviously liked Oppenheimer more than
Yeah.
Barbie. Um, I I liked Barbie, but I wasn't like so like I was like I need to see Barbie again, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. I was like, all right, I experienced Barbie. I had a great time with it. Like
Yeah.
my favorite part was that Ken number at the end with all
Great.
the Kens just dancing. Like,
Great.
dude, that was awesome. Like it was so funny.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like Ryan Gosling, I think killed that role.
He killed
Like
it. Yeah.
killed it. Like Margot Robbie was great. She was fabulous. Like
Yeah.
my
She's
favorite
Barbie. Yeah.
yeah, she's literally Barbie. Like my favorite thing about that part of the movie besides the Ryan Gosling whole
Music.
soundtrack
Yeah. Yeah.
musical part of it was they like the narrator like breaks the fourth
Oh
wall
yeah.
and goes she goes, yeah, note to the producers because they, like Barbie was like, I just don't feel perfect or I don't look
But
perfect,
yeah.
I look
Yeah.
so ugly.
Yeah.
And then the narrator's like, yeah, well, honestly, like they shouldn't have casted Margot Robbie in this if
Yeah.
they wanted to put that point
Yeah.
across. I was like, yeah, that's very valid because she was beautiful in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, I thought the actors were pretty perfectly picked, and they portrayed them really, really well. And it was just funny, like scenes, because like they're supposed to obviously be like dolls and action figures. So just
yeah,
like from the beginning of her just like making cereal in the morning and like drinking coffee, and obviously nothing's coming out because it's supposed to be all pretend and stuff. So like it was just like funny little things like that, or even when they had like the recall Barbies, like the pregnant ones
yeah,
and stuff like that. Like there's funny little things like you could tell the directors definitely did their research into putting this movie together. So
Oh no, definitely. I mean, I think it was what's her name? Gwen
Greta,
Gravette
Greta something. Yeah,
Greta, yeah. She like really, really did a great job.
yeah.
Um, like just putting little details like here and there. I'm sure if you watch it again, you'll see like more and more little
Oh yeah,
details of stuff.
yeah.
They somebody said something to me after the movie that I thought was funny was they had talked about in Across the Spider-Verse
Mhm.
how they like almost put in a like a person like physically like moving a Spider-Man doll around in the movie like to like kind of break like the fourth wall like as one of the
Oh,
characters.
that would have been funny.
Yeah, so they were like imagine like they did that in Barbie where like the person was moving like it was like Margot Robbie but like somebody's like hand is like playing with the
Yeah, yeah.
doll.
That would have been funny.
It would
Yeah,
have been really funny if they did something like that, but
yeah.
I
I
mean I
think so.
understand why they didn't. It just was would have been stupid, but
Yeah. Do you think Ryan Gosling was actually that jacked? Do you think that was his six pack?
dude,
He
yeah,
was
he was
shredded.
shredded. I actually do think he was that shredded.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Yeah, I think he's like, because I know he's in good shape, but that he was shredded.
No, he literally it literally looked like a doll. Like
Literally. So maybe it was some special effects, but I
it
mean,
has
yeah,
I don't know if it was special effects. It must have been like just like the oil and shit that they put on him,
maybe, but
but like that enhanced him, or he literally just was like taking roids for the movie.
maybe, yeah,
But yeah, he looked wild in it, dude. Like crazy. He was jacked. He was out of his mind.
yeah. No, he looked good, and definitely both those movies I give pretty high ratings. I put Oppenheimer in one of my top five favorite movies ever,
Yeah, I definitely
ever.
would put it up there with me too, man. I'm sure too. The more I watch it, like when it comes out again or comes out on Blu-ray or whatever
Yeah,
streaming service it ends up on, I'm sure like I'm gonna watch it another two or three times because it was just great.
yeah. And there's some movies that you can wait to come out on, Disney Plus or things like that. But Oppenheimer, you must
No,
see in
you
the theater for
have
at
to.
least the first time
You have to. Like
because
you're doing the whole movie a injustice if you don't go see it in the theater.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Good word, right?
I think so. I think that works.
It probably does.
Injustice. I would have said disservice, but
Ah,
injustice.
shit.
I think injustice would work too. Sure.
Yeah, I
Who
think it
cares?
does.
Who
Yeah, who
cares?
cares?
No one can tell us no.
Yeah. You know who also was great in the Barbie movie, but I hated him in
Great
another show
transition.
that we just watched. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The guy who played Gravik, what was his name? I wrote his name down last week. Um, Kingsley Benair.
A stupid
Or
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he was really funny in the Barbie movie, and let me tell you, in a shitty invasion, he pissed me off. Like I was like the finale to Secret Invasion, folks.
Yeah, we're going to our next segment here. Here we
We're
go. New
going on to our next
project.
segment. Our next segment is Secret Invasion and
Yep.
just how me and Tyler are just very upset about how it ended.
Yeah.
And from my point of view, Tyler, before you give your take,
Send it.
I was so happy with the first four episodes.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I was like, this is going off to a great start. They are doing things that are different in the MCU. They're actually killing people off and keeping them dead.
Fair.
Like, this is great for the MCU. And then the next thing you know, they just shit the bed the last two episodes. They
Yep.
give us an episode talking about this shit called the Harvest, which is literally every superhero in existence of the MCU all in one secret hard drive
Yeah.
to just download their powers.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all right. I was like, okay, that's like weird and kind of
Yeah.
like,
You could work
you
that in
know,
somehow
you can
for the
work that in
future.
somehow. And then just the final episode, we have Gravik and like not that the actor didn't give a great performance, but I
No.
just was like, somebody kill this motherfucker, right?
Literally.
But
Literally.
now you make him the strongest person ever in the
Ever.
world, right? And
Ever.
oh, there's no way that Nick Fury is gonna be able to beat him. And then it ends up not being Nick Fury. It ends up being Emily Clark's character, Gaia.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Sorry if that was super loud.
yeah, yeah. No, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And then Gaia kills him, huge ass hole in his stomach.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not gonna regen that. Oh, I can regen a bullet wound to the face,
Yeah.
but I can't regen anything to my stomach.
Literally. Literally. Didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then honestly, just the ending too, with just Fury like going off with his wife, who's a scroll, and I just hated it. I just didn't like that. No
Yeah.
cutscene, and then all of a sudden now they make the president of the United States a villain because he's like,
Yeah.
all right, let me just kill all the scrolls.
Yeah. And the part that I won't get is because I know just how the MCU has been operating lately is they just made this project and I guarantee they don't touch on things from it for the
Oh,
next like few months.
definitely. Like we're gonna get the Marvels. They're not gonna talk about it once.
Which they should because Miss Marvel is kind of who introduced the scrolls to begin with. So
Yeah,
it would be such a perfect segue for them to do all this stuff.
yeah,
But it seems like, and yeah, like the no cutscene. Usually the cutscenes at least
yeah, and no cutscene.
show you at least show you something to like think through some more things. But now, I mean, now you're questioning how long has Colonel Rhodes been locked up down there and been a scroll? How long has a lot of these things been going on? How long has this been happening? Like,
Yeah.
because they sped up the pace at the end. The first few episodes were like close to an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yep.
And then they took these last two episodes, which is always the most important of a series, and they're
Yes.
35 minutes.
It's the
Even
setup before the finale.
yeah, literally. And then you just mentioned like so many things, and like watching the first four episodes, it was nuts. Like you said, they kill Agent Hill. There's a lot of spoilers here coming up, folks.
Yeah.
You kill
Whatever.
Agent Hill. You introduce all these scrolls. I'm like, wow, this is a crazy concept. And you learn that there's millions of them. They've taken over as world leaders. Things like this. Gravik is just so annoying, and like you just want him killed. And like you said, he
Yeah.
gets shot in the face and he regenerates, and Gaia gets shot in the stomach, she regenerates, and granted, Gaia gives him one of the biggest laser beams I've ever seen through his stomach, but like him and Gaia are now the strongest people on planet Earth,
Yep. In
and
the
you
universe. In the
in
universe.
the
I don't think there's
universe,
anybody
and
stronger than
she
them.
turns into Mantis, puts him to
Yeah.
sleep, he falls into the ground, and then he puts a laser through his stomach, and he's just like, I'm checked out.
Yeah, I'm checked. I'm checked out.
And then like I never understand in the shows too is they just walk away. How do you
Yeah.
just walk
Walk
away? Like
away.
you gave him 5 seconds. You gave him 5 seconds. Is he just laying there now?
I dead ass thought he was gonna come back to life. Like I was
I
like,
thought that was
oh,
gonna be the cutscene
I
if there
thought she
was
was gonna
one.
walk. Yeah, I was like, oh, she's gonna walk away. Oh, he's back alive.
Yeah, I thought the cutscene was honestly gonna be just like them, like aerial shot of him on the ground and just zoom in closer, and then you just see him regenerate his stomach and his eyes open, and then it cuts.
Yeah, that would have been
But
cool.
that would have been cool. But then also, what goes on with that? Because they show the Avengers don't help with any of these things anymore.
Yeah, no.
So now this guy's just the strongest person in the universe,
Yeah.
and I don't know. And then now Gaia's teaming up with that other lady, which kind of
Yeah,
makes sense. But
that was weird though. I mean, like I understand why she did it, but I was like, why put that in, but you don't put a cutscene in? I was like,
literally,
where's the story going?
I know, because then the Marvels and they have Loki season 2 coming out, which is going to be
Yeah,
good. But again, those are all their own separate projects that is just going to confuse the timeline even more.
yeah.
It's just
N-
so many things.
No, it's gonna be weird. I mean, like the one thing that I do think they did maybe set up for the Marvels was, which I thought the writing here was weird. So when Fury went to the house to talk to his wife, Vara,
Yes.
he didn't mention anything about there being a Kree deal for peace because
My
that's why
word.
the scrolls were originally on Earth.
Yeah.
He just was like, you know how to find me if you find me, if you still love me.
Yeah.
So then he's about to leave and she pulls up, and then now he's like, oh, by the way, like come visit me, or like come with me and we can try and, if Earth isn't going to be like now viable for you guys, maybe we can repair like your old home world and like the Kree will give it back to you, right,
Yeah.
for peace. So then I was like, okay, now this is weird. Why didn't he just say that originally?
Yeah. He was literally talking in riddles like the last
Yeah,
20 minutes of that episode. Like when she talked to him on the phone, it's like, "Oh, will you be back tonight?" "I'll be where I normally am." Like
yeah.
that doesn't answer my question.
Exactly. So that was weird. But anyway, I think what they're gonna do with that now is in the Marvels, because I'm pretty sure it still deals a lot with the Kree,
Okay.
is that I think maybe it will deal with the Kree you know, and Captain uh Marvel will
Mhm.
help them, come to some sort of agreement with the scrolls being able to, leave Earth.
Yeah,
And but like from what the trailer looks like, it looks like that's not going to be anything
has
at all. But
nothing to
maybe
do
they'll
with it.
touch on it. Maybe like the end of it, they'll touch on going to the Kree and
Mhm.
declaring peace between the scrolls and them and ending the war finally.
Yeah, hopefully they just didn't show anything about the scrolls and obviously any of the trailers because Secret Invasion wasn't done
Was
yet.
going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
so and also like the whole premise of the movie, like you said, does not have to be about filling in some things with Secret Invasion. At least if a cutscene has to do with them
Yeah,
showing they're helping, so then you just
please.
know you can envision some things, picture some things. But yeah, it was I got really hyped with like Nick Fury at the end of episode 5. He had that speech, he's got the eye
Yeah.
patch back, and then all of a
Yeah, me
sudden,
too.
and they just get to episode 6, and he's still a badass, but then now he's just I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird direction.
Weird direction. Also, I think that we do have an answer though. I think they did like kind of like explain it, but didn't say it in words how long that Rhodey has been Scroll Rhodey for.
They just said a while, right?
No, but like, did you notice? I don't know if you caught this when you were watching it. When he is being taken out of the med bay that he was held in,
Yeah.
he's wearing a hospital gown.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, so and then he wasn't able to walk.
Well, I thought that. Well, keep going. I'll let you finish.
Well, yeah, so he wasn't able to walk. So I think they pretty much got him right as he was going into the MRI machine in Civil War. So
Oh, jeez.
that means that he has been Scroll Rhodey through everything after Civil War. So that means
Jeez.
Infinity War, that means Endgame,
Wow.
that means in Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that means Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, a
Everything that
lot
he
of
like
projects.
everything that Don Cheadle was just like basically cameoed in for the past like everything after Civil War, he was a scroll.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was in Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah, he was in
So,
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't think he was in Wakanda Forever. General Ross was.
hmm.
Also, I want to know how they got him. I want to know
Yeah,
how they got him
I mean, they're pretty strong. Yeah, I don't
because
know.
does that mean that during the whole thing with Wakanda Forever, he was captured?
Yeah, I'm because like at first when I saw him not be able to walk, I completely forgot because when he stood up, I'm like, oh, they're looking at him for extra attention because he's been there the
Yeah.
longest. So he's been there
Mm-hmm.
so long, he forgot how to walk. But then I remembered the whole Civil War thing.
Yeah.
Obviously he got paralyzed, waist down, things like that. So yeah, for him to not maybe it has been that long because they immediately knew to go get him because he wouldn't remember because he tried to walk.
Do you know General Ross though? Like remember he's the guy from Wakanda Forever,
The guy with the
the
mustache.
airman. No, the guy with the gray hair. He was
Oh, the
like in
guy
the
next
opening
to him.
scene of Secret
I
War.
thought
Yeah.
isn't Ross the one with the mustache? Who
No,
Rivers of Force playing now?
that's Thunderbolt. That's Thunderbolt Ross. But I'm pretty sure his
Oh.
name is yeah, I'm pretty sure his last name is Ross too, this guy.
Anywho, all right, yeah, the guy who was next to him in the other med bay. Yeah.
The guy, yeah, I think his name is Colonel Ross. I don't whatever. He's the guy from Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
But he turns to him immediately and sees him in the gown and he goes, I think that's why they put this in here. He goes, Rhodey, how long have you been here for? And like
Yeah.
Rhodey
True.
like doesn't answer because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think he
So
might have been one of the first people like actually in there.
it's possible.
So I want to know too, like how long both of those guys were there for,
True.
because it's like was Wakanda Forever if Ross was you know was he a scroll that whole time?
Yeah.
He's gonna come back and not have a job with the CIA because he was a scroll the whole time.
Yeah. Who? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they could play it off in some pretty cool ways based off of it, but yeah, the whole fight
Yeah,
scene I just didn't like with the harvest and all those things. But
nah, me too. I mean, like as cool as it was, like the CGI and stuff,
yeah.
uh, but it was cool like seeing all the powers that they ended up and they can just on a limb just
Yeah.
have the powers like that was cool. But
They
uh,
mastered them so quickly though.
yeah, like how did they know what to do? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm gonna use this power right now.
Yeah, like any superhero movie that's ever been made, there's like a 45-minute montage of them
Yeah, of them learning how
with
to
the
do it.
struggles of their
Yep.
powers, and these two shape-shifting aliens are like, "Oh, I can have Drax's arm, and now I can be Captain Marvel, and now I'm Mantis." Like, how do you just know this?
Oh no, totally. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
This
I
is just
was just like,
stupid.
yeah, the 6 episodes, I would have liked maybe a couple more episodes, but
Yeah, it definitely needed a little bit more. I think they need to get away from the 6 episode format. I think it's just killing just the good storytelling because it was really good. Like we said,
it
it was
was.
really good. The first 4 episodes, like it was getting a lot of hate because it wasn't very comic book accurate because in the real comic books, Secret Invasion has to do a lot more, like it's more involved with the main Avengers. So like
Hmm.
in the actual story, like Captain America ends up being a scroll, and then like the Avengers get torn apart because they can't trust who's a scroll and who's not a scroll,
Yeah,
yada yada yada. And like a lot of like hardcore fans were very pissed off that they weren't using that storyline, which I understand why they didn't, because it would have been a lot more money they would have to use. It would have to be like a bigger budget. The story kind of like, especially after Endgame, we don't even have an Avengers team right now.
no,
So it would have been very weird, to see that happen.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I thought the first couple episodes were great. We talked about it on the podcast before, saying how we really liked it.
yeah,
But it just didn't end up turning out to be what I thought it was gonna end up being. If they it could have ended a different way, or I don't know if it was a perfect script, I probably would have taken out that whole big fight scene at the end, and I
yeah,
would have just kept it to just Nick Fury just being a spy. Like that's what I really liked about it, was that he
yeah,
was like
yeah,
being a spy.
yeah.
But
Yeah, just something funny I always think about when you just talk about we don't even really have this Avengers team. I don't know if you've seen all the memes, but they showed like I think some Marvel account posted and said like, oh, like Shuri, Falcon, and the guy from who was just in the
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi is gonna be the leaders of the next Avengers, and all the memes were like Kang when he sees the Avengers, and it was like a picture of LeBron like dropping 56, 10, and 10, and it was just like Kang's gonna like all the memes just showing Kang's gonna wipe those three, and it's just like yeah, I mean, well, look at the team you have, but
Yeah, no, I mean like it's like you have Shang-Chi, who I mean he's probably the best out of the three of those.
I'd say so.
You got Shang-Chi, who's like just a master martial artist, and he's got these rings that glow and they float.
Yeah,
And then and then you got our new Captain America, Sam Wilson Captain America. As much as I love Anthony Mackie and I love the character, he's
yeah,
got no powers.
yeah,
Like so going up against King clipped.
yeah.
And then
It's not
like
gonna be
Shuri,
fun.
and then Shuri, like she almost got her ass beat by like Namor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting to say the least where the direction of the MCU will go.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Loki saves everything, because Loki, up until now, has been one of my favorite MCU like shows.
I could
So
agree.
I'm hoping that season 2 is way better
Yeah,
and maybe revive, because I was like, yo, the first couple episodes of Secret Invasion, I was like, the MCU's back. I was like, we
yeah,
just had Guardians, which was an absolute banger, and
yeah,
now we have the MCU, which has been like rocky. Like they have a good movie, they have a bad movie, they have a good movie, they have a
yeah,
bad movie, and it's like, all right, like now we're gonna get two projects that were solid back to back, like nice, let's go.
yeah,
And then you drop this dud like at the end, and
yeah,
it's like you just wasted the rest of the series. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch this whole series now, because I know how it's gonna end.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So
I'll go and I'll watch Endgame 1,000 times, 10,000 times in my lifetime, because I just love how it ends and it's a great
yeah,
ending.
exactly.
But not gonna say the same about Secret Invasion.
Not great. Not great.
Not great.
No, but
But I think that's enough talk about our movies and Secret Invasion talk.
yeah.
You ready for the next topic?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the next topic we got here, the day we're recording this is Tuesday. August 1st was meant today was a trade deadline as of 6 p.m., so a few hours ago. So, the frenzy, the stove was hot, and now it's
It
definitely
was
sizzled
indeed.
off. Plenty of trades, nothing too crazy, too big. like in years past when you have these top names. Because I think a lot of the reason these guys get trade, a lot of teams were in sell mode, is because there wasn't that third wild card team. But now
Yes.
you have that third wildcard team. So teams, there might be those 4 or 5 teams that would be sellers in the past that this year they're like, we're going to hold on to our guys and we'll make a
Yeah.
run at it this year. And if not this year, at least we still have promise for next year,
No,
instead of doing a
exactly. I
complete
agree.
teardown. So, just because there was nothing on paper that's like, oh, besides like, obviously the Verlanders, the Scherzers of the
Yep.
world. But then you have like the big moves where like Grichuk and Giolito,
Yep.
going to the Angels. But guys like Bellinger, Dylan Cease don't get moved.
Well,
Yankees
Giolito
don't
went
do
to
much.
Texas.
Who?
Giolito went to Texas.
Giolito? No, he went to the Angels.
He did? I thought he went to Texas.
No, I'm pretty sure Grichuk and Giolito went to the Angels.
I thought it was CJ Crone and
Maybe he
CJ
went
Crone.
too. Where'd Giolito go then?
I thought Giolito went to Texas with Scherzer.
I don't think so. Someone else went with Scherzer. There was another starter.
Oh. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, anywho. But yeah, I mean, just like teams just made a lot of depth moves for sure. I mean, the only team that really sold off a lot besides the Pirates were the Mets. Mets said they weren't going to do a fire sale. They weren't going to get rid of too many people, but they ended up getting rid of everybody. I mean, anyone they signed
Everybody.
over the last 2 years, gone,
Gone. Gone. Yeah.
gone.
Gone.
And a lot of the guys they got, granted, are top prospects. I
Which is
think,
nice. Yeah.
which is nice. I think a lot to Steve Cohen because other teams and owners wouldn't be able to do some of the deals they did or get the return they got because they wouldn't be able to pay the contracts, Because, I mean,
Yeah.
Verlander, Canna, a lot of those guys, their whole contracts are getting paid for the next couple of years by the Mets. But in return, the Mets got big prospects back. So they kind
No,
of
definitely.
bought a farm system in a
They did.
sense.
I'm pretty sure it was like I think the total number that they spent to get all these prospects was like $210 million,
Jeez, yeah,
which is wild, dude.
yeah,
Like it's like half their like payroll for the year because
yeah,
they have the highest payroll in baseball and they're the worst team in the league.
yeah,
But like, um, yeah, no, I was very like about the whole thing. Like my phone was blowing up today at work. I'm
hmm
just like, all right, the Mets already traded, Scherzer. I was all right, we can live with that. Are we
hmm
gonna trade Verlander? That means like, okay, like now we don't have any. If they trade Verlander, we have nothing to watch for the rest of the year. It's like,
yeah,
okay, what are we gonna watch? They trade Verlander. I'm like, all right. I'm like texting Joey over there. I'm like, Joey, like, who's this guy they got there? Like, they got some like 6'9" like outfielder,
yeah,
maybe the next Aaron Judge. Not that they said that, but like I
yeah,
heard 6'9", that's what I thought.
yeah,
And I'm like, okay, like you're getting, I guess good prospects back in exchange, which is nice. But for the Mets, which had such high hopes, and then you have your GM come out the day after they trade Scherzer and go, yeah, no, this isn't a fire sale, it's not a resale, it's just um it's an investment or a moving of assets of Steve Cohen's assets. That's how they
yeah.
put it. And I was like, I didn't like that. I was like, all right, whatever.
No,
But I mean, it's cool to see the trade deadline, have like moving pieces and stuff,
yeah,
teams getting better, even if it's just like not your typical, like, I mean, everybody was waiting for Shohei to get traded,
I
but that
know.
didn't happen because it looks like the Angels are in win now mode. I mean, I hope to God they can win now. It would be awesome to see Shohei and Trout in a playoff scenario where they aren't facing each other and playing against other people.
True, true.
So like we've talked about on the podcast with them playing against each other in the WBC. So it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
But yeah, we can only see. I mean, what was the other big trade that I liked? Well, not big trade, but let's talk about how the Yankees really only got relief pitching. They
nothing,
didn't go
nothing.
after anybody.
Nothing. Yeah, I saw a stat that they're in like the bottom 5 of rankings for like on base percentage, hitting, RBIs, all the advanced metrics of hitting,
Yeah,
batting average and stuff like that. Bottom did not get one offensive piece. They are ranked first in reliever ERA, and they decided to get two
and
more
two
two more
relievers.
relievers.
That's wild to me, dude. Like
That
I
doesn't
have
make any sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, like we talked about this that we thought Bellinger would probably be a really great fit on that team.
Yeah.
But he didn't even go.
No, the Cubs, because the Cubs think
Yeah.
they can give it a shot this year or
Yeah, I
at
think
least
they
lock him
became
up.
buyers. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like just a bunch of guys. I mean, well, it was crazy for Erod from the Tigers, Eduardo
Yeah.
Rodriguez, to decline the trade to the Dodgers. Why you want to play in Detroit instead of for the Dodgers?
I don't
Whatever.
know.
But
I
like, just a weird deadline, and like,
Yeah, weird deadline.
cause like obviously the teams had a lot of needs for depth, and like the I believe the Padres needed one of the pitcher and a hitter, and they got G-Man Choi and Rich Hill from the Pirates. Rich Hill, his arm's about to fall off. He's
Yeah.
45 years old. G-Man Choi's, he's got some pop. He can get you a couple of hits. He's a good
Rich Hill
clubhouse
was just
guy.
playing for the Ducks
But
like
like
about a couple months ago.
literally, like how are these your guys that like you feel now good about in the offseason to make those moves? And also the Padres were sellers like only a few days ago. They were trying to get rid of Snell and Hader or
Yeah.
listen to calls, and now they think they're buyers again because they're
Yeah.
not too far out.
And then I saw too that they were in on the Verlander talks. Like what?
Yeah, and like teams like this, like the Padres or even the Yankees, like obviously they have on paper a lot of good guys who they break out of slumps, they can go on a run, but you want to be able to maybe get a move or two to try and get somebody else for the
Yeah.
future.
I think a
But
lot. Yeah, I think people overpaid too. I mean, we talked about how Derek Leone, um the Mets reliever, got traded for a ninth prospect in the Angels like organization.
yeah,
Like that's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, Dominic Leone stunk.
Yeah,
And
he was
he
terrible.
was in the minor leagues. He's now just a seasoned vet bouncing around in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And even when he came back with the Mets, he has not been great this year. And somehow they got a ninth prospect in someone's system for him.
Yeah. I mean, a ninth prospect in any system, I don't care if you put him in the Mets system and he ends up being like the 10th best player or
Yeah,
the 30th best player in their farm. I
yeah,
don't care. But like the fact that he was a ninth in the Angels means he was valuable to them and they just
yeah.
traded him
No,
for
exactly.
some
Yeah,
rinky dink.
regardless how they're going to turn out on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, from the Astros, they got their top prospect.
Yeah.
The outfielder. So like, yeah, like that's perfectly put. No matter who we get and their prospects, they could come up to the minors and still be busts.
Yeah.
But they were valuable to them, and they gave them up in the deal. So but yeah, I don't know. The Mets, they sell it all off. They because a lot of the trades, like they did get some top prospects, but I mean, Lindor's locked up for the next, I don't know, decade, and they
Yeah.
already
I mean,
have
he's got 10 more years left. He's only played 3 out of the 13 years that they gave him.
yeah, and they already have a
So,
problem trying to move. How do you say his last
Mauricio.
name? Mauricio to the outfield.
Yeah.
They already have such a traffic jam in the infield, and I believe they traded for like 3 shortstops.
They
I
did.
there was
They
like
did.
I know. Granted, some of those guys were also like 17 and 18, so they're
Yeah.
teenagers who we won't see in the majors for at least 5 years.
At least. At
So
least.
like
That's if we're lucky. And that's yeah, that's if we're lucky.
that's just going against Steve Cohen saying, "Hey, we're going to win the World Series in the next 3 to 5 years," and now it's like, "Hey, these guys might not play for the next 3 to 5 years."
Yeah,
So
literally.
like,
We're already at year 3. He's got 2 more years left, so
yeah,
I
literally,
don't know.
and the GM already came out and said it doesn't look like they're going to try and really go too hard in the offseason and compete.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about because I did see something that said that what did they say exactly? I'm pretty sure that Scherzer was the one who broke that news.
Yeah,
He
yeah, it was after
Scherzer
it
was
hit.
the one who broke the news because I'm pretty sure that from what I was like talking about it with my dad and my brother about it
Mm.
before, um, I'm pretty sure that Steve Cohen and Epler said that to Scherzer to get him to waive his trade clause.
That's what a lot of people were saying. Yeah.
And then like Scherzer comes out, he's like, I don't want to look like the idiot that left New York to move to go to Texas. So let me tell them, well, that's because I want to compete, and they told me they weren't going to compete next year.
Well, that makes sense, yeah, because I mean, Scherzer's a competitor, and he knows his years left in the
Yeah,
MLB are limited. So I think that would make a lot of sense for the Mets to be like, we can't just have you sit and for $40 million on our roster. Let's at least
yeah,
get a prospect for you, and they get Acuna's brother. So
yeah. I mean, he looks like the real deal. I mean, I saw some like clips of him playing just like in the minor leagues, and then plus, I'm pretty sure that Ronald Acuna, came out and said that his brother is way more advanced at the age that he was at. Like, so like when Acuna was 19, he wasn't as advanced as his brother is now.
it's good to hear.
So which is cool. I mean, like I mean, I would probably say that too. I mean, about my younger brother when we were playing
Oh, of
baseball. Like
course, yeah,
Joey was like 10 times better than me when he was 10 when I was 10, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to like I guess compare like siblings in that way because it's like the younger siblings always going to play up to the older sibling because
yeah,
they're
of
the ones,
course.
yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully he ends up being a stud. I would be hyped that we
I
traded some washed up 40-year-old for a
Yeah,
stud, you
yeah,
know.
exactly. And it's just like all the every signing that Cohen had over the last 2 years has been traded, pretty much for
Yeah.
the most part. Obviously, besides the Lindors of the world, but like
Got
Robertson's
Escobar,
gone, Khan is
Escobar
gone,
gone,
Escobar's gone.
Robertson,
I'm shocked. I'm happy they
Tommy
kept
Pham.
Ottavino and Raleigh at least because like who else were you gonna
Who
have
else is gonna
pitch? You
pitch?
had
Yeah.
they paid the Dodgers literally for just a couple arms for cash considerations because they needed arms to fill up the rest of the season. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. You would think they're like 10 games out. They're like 4, 5 games out of the
The
last wild
Mets?
card, right? 6.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Let's ask our analyst. Joey, how many games out are the Mets? They're 6 games out. That's not bad.
See, but like obviously now they obviously just put the white flag in it for the season because you can't have guys like Carrasco and all these other guys like carry you.
Yeah.
So now it's just tryouts for 2024. And
Yeah.
now every game should just be the
Yeah.
kids. No more
Dude,
Vogelback, no
I
one
had
else.
that same freaking thought. I'm like, all right, you traded away Escobar, you traded away Tommy Pham, you traded away Canna,
Yeah.
all these vets that were taking away
Get the kids
playing time
up.
from the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. If Buck doesn't come out tomorrow at tomorrow's game, and if he doesn't put like Beatty batting 3 and Alvarez batting 4 and Vientos batting 5, I'll be like,
Well,
why are we
even
playing this
even
game?
then, like what's the lineup look like today? Actually, all the kids are playing. Up.
Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah.
Breaking news from our analyst Joey. The lineup today, as we're recording this, we got McNeil, Alvarez, Lindor, Alonso, Beatty, Vientos. I hate that guy Stewart.
Yeah.
Ortega and Mendick. I don't even know who those last two guys were. I just said.
He's
So
not.
I mean, I guess they're young guys.
Yeah, Mendick's been up
Or
for a little
Ortega and
bit.
Mendick, young guys.
Yeah, Mendick has been up for a little bit. Ortega, I don't know who Ortega is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
now
it's
you
good that
just
they're
have to,
playing.
yeah,
They
just
better
play.
all play. That's all I care about.
Yeah, literally. Now you just call up Mauricio and you get the kids up for the rest of the year
I
and
would
figure.
love if they called him Mauricio. I don't
I
think they're gonna
think
do it though.
I think by at least September they'll call him up. That's when you go
That
to
would be
40.
cool. So I'd be okay with September. Maybe give him a couple of big league ABs,
Yeah, because
But
what do you have to lose? You know?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
Oh, the Yankees just
Did the
lost.
Giants make any moves?
Yeah, they got AJ Pollock, who's batting 170, and some other AAA guy and for like cash or play to be named later. But
Yeah,
like,
but he's gonna be on the Giants and he'll be like a stud AJ Pollock. That's what happens when they go to the Giants.
kind of same thing with like Kike going to the Dodgers. Like he'll be a stud. I mean, the Giants didn't
Yeah,
really need too much, also because like they're not kind of going like all in this year. They have like 4 of their prospects up this year, just like the Mets, who just happen to be
yeah.
doing good. So
I wish
it's
the Mets guys were doing as good,
yeah,
but
it's really just been like the pitching has just been so good, and the Mets and the Giants finding timely hitting, to be able to put this all together. Like I saw a picture the other day, their middle infield and their out and their center fielder and their catcher, like all up the middle, were all their prospects, playing in the
damn.
game, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're going through slumps, some of them right now, but I mean, for the most part, they're getting their big league experience and they're playing some playoff atmosphere games. So really can't complain.
Yeah, hey, that's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's all you want is you want the young kids to play. It's all you
Literally.
want as a baseball fan. When your team, your team isn't going to be, the number one contender. You just want the young guys to play well
Literally.
and get experience in playing in big games. So that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope Carrasco just happens to have an injury that holds him out for the rest of the year and they just play the kids.
Yeah, play the kids, man. Play the
Yeah,
kids.
but no, yeah, that's the most exciting part. It's like seeing the Giants win and just seeing after the game, just the kids have a couple hits or have something to do with it.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice. Same thing with like Alvarez. Every game he does good or something like that. So
Yeah, no, I love when Alvarez hits a home run. He gets
yeah,
me hype.
he's on my fantasy team. So most of the time I'll see the notification that he homered in fantasy before I see it on TV. So I get really excited.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think we can definitely move on to our next topic, which is another double feature of shows we got to watch.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is wild.
Yeah, I believe last time we were talking, we wanted to get Drake tickets, but we did not have them yet. So last week on Sunday, we went to see Posty, and as Carl shows right there, we did indeed pull the trigger, and we saw Drake at Madison Square Garden
Hell
two
yeah, we
days later.
did. Oh, it
So
was awesome, bro. Awesome.
both of them just unbelievable times.
Dude, great. I mean, like, Post was amazing. I did
Yep.
not think I was gonna have so much fun at his concert.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I knew I was gonna have fun, but I was like, I love Post is my favorite artist or one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Like, love every song he puts out. I was like, oh, like I wonder how like good of a performer he's gonna be. I really haven't heard about like you've been to one of his shows before. It was my first Post concert,
Yeah.
and he did not disappoint. I thought it was just great. I loved the whole live band he had. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was great. The visuals were really cool too. So he did a really great job. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to go see him again.
I know, I know. He's just a fun guy that, like you want to hang out with, like always chill,
Yeah,
stays out of the media, and just like he loves going up there, and you can tell he just loves going up there performing in different places. Like, he wasn't at the biggest of venues, like a Garden or a Barclays or anything like that. He was in Hartford, Connecticut, playing in a place that had lawn seats, also in the back, so only a few thousand people, 10,000, if maybe that, not probably way
ten
too
thousand is a
much.
lot,
I was about to say that's a
but
lot.
it was definitely a lot of people.
It
It
was a
was
sold
probably
out pack show for
yeah,
sure. I don't know how many play, but like it's not your 18,000 is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. It wasn't like
Cause
Drake.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he wants to play for these like smaller places and stuff like that because he could definitely sell out a garden or something. He's
Oh,
he's
definitely. Yeah.
he's popular, but yeah, no, he just plays these little local places along the tour as well. And yeah, it was just a great time, especially the vibe sitting out there on the grass, just being able to hang out with
Dude,
friends and
that
stand
was
was
such a
great.
vibe. I
Yeah.
loved that.
Yeah. And the videos we had is just the whole crowd of everything just filled into there. And
Yeah.
yeah, he performed all his classics, all his new stuff before it was released in his album. Like
Yeah, which was cool.
he went for like 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got some fire merch from Post. I
You
I
did.
really like this shirt from that I got from Drake. I
Yeah.
like what Drake likes. But I like the merch I got from Posty more. Like I even want to go onto Post's website and I want to order more from it.
Yeah. I want to be able to get some of that stuff too because I did what I wanted. I bought two shirts for $10 each. Like I always do.
Yes, I love this debate.
And they already look small. They were like a large, and I was like, these look questionable. They kind of just fit me. I was like, all right. So I put them in the hamper. I wash them, and I pulled them out yesterday. They look like they could maybe fit a 3-year-old. They shrunk so much, and I literally put it on, and I was like, I just can't wear these ever,
Oh boy.
ever. I can't wear them to bed. I can't wear them out. I couldn't breathe.
You should have
So
kept them for if you have kids one day. Just be like, here you go. You can wear
yeah,
this
here you
now.
guys go. Here's your post. Let me tell you all about Post Malone and
Uh,
stuff. But yeah, I just
back in
decided
my
why
day,
why
man.
fill up why fill up the space. I just threw them out. They were $20. So literally, I have no merch from either concert. So like I said, I basically didn't go to either of them in people's eyes. So
Oh no, that's awesome. I
yeah,
mean, but Drake was great too.
unbelievable.
Um, I mean, the experience of us going to Drake or kind of just how it happened was just
Hmm.
hilarious in my eyes.
Yeah,
Tyler and I again, like we talked about it about going to the concert. We were thinking about buying tickets, and I honestly at one point I don't know if you felt this way, but I was like I don't think it's gonna happen. I was like
oh,
it's Monday.
yeah, I
Concerts tomorrow.
yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna go see him. Get a text from Tyler Monday afternoon. I'm at work. So, quick sidebar. I got back from the concert because I had to drive home because I had work at 6 a.m. on
God bless your
Monday.
soul.
So so we got stuck waiting in the parking lot after post for an hour and a half. So I didn't
Oh,
hit the road until like 12:30, 12:45. So I didn't get home till 3:30. Woke up 5 a.m. to get at work by 6, right?
hmm,
That's fine. 2 hours sleep, working all day. I get a text midday. I think I'm hallucinating. Tyler sends me a text. Hey, want to go to Drake? Nick and Croc are also in. Shout out Nick and Croc.
They were definitely the big masterminds behind all of it.
Yeah, so they're looking at tickets. Tyler sends me a screenshot of a ticket. He's like, he's like, Does this work for you? I was like, I really don't care. Just buy the tickets. Or
Hmm.
I was like, all right. So my phone dies. I turn my phone back on, and the text I have is, we're going to Drake. And I was
Yeah,
like, let's go. And I was like, where are we sitting? And you're like, the bridge. I was like, oh, isn't like in the nosebleeds.
yeah,
And basically, but honestly, I was so happy with our
pumped,
seats.
pumped.
I
Yeah,
like I think we all talked about this after. I would purposely go out and buy tickets at MSG again on the bridge for a concert because we had so much space.
oh
We were
yeah,
able to like go up and get a beer during the concert if you wanted to without missing anything because you just
yeah.
run real quick, get a beer, and
And you
you're right
still have a
back.
view of it, from the whole
Exactly.
bridge.
Yeah, nah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Tickets were great. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was one of the better concerts I've ever been to. I loved his whole stage. I thought he played all the bangers. He was nonstop. 21 Savage came out,
yeah,
and we saw 21 once at school,
yeah.
and
Well, you guys did.
oh yeah, I did. Yeah, Tyler
Yeah,
wasn't there yet, and he was
pre Tyler.
pre Tyler. He was god awful,
Hmm.
and I was like, this guy is the worst performer ever. He was actually he did. I mean, he wasn't as great as Drake, but he was
Yeah,
pretty good too, and he played all his bops.
yeah,
And yeah, it was great. I like what Drake likes. So
yeah,
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 it was a great 3 day span for me and Tyler listening to music. It was
yeah.
awesome.
No, it was perfect. And like you said, I mean, me and Matt and Nick were texting separately. Matt completely kind of said he kind of bailed out because the tickets were too expensive.
Yep.
And then Nick just kept talking more about it. I said, maybe, maybe. I don't know if the money's there, blah, 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 blah. And then the more I talked about it, especially with Taylor, she's like I would pay like money for like Harry Styles and like if One Direction ever came back. She's like, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, who would I pay money for? And I said, Migos, Drake, and Travis.
Yep.
Migos is broken up, and one of them unfortunately died. So they're
Mm.
not coming back together.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, R.I.P. Take. um, and they'll never. And Drake's one of these guys, and then Travis is another. So
Yep.
and then
I agree
I
with that.
sat there and I thought, and I texted them and I said, let's get tickets. And Nick was sending us tickets daily anyway. And then that's when
Yeah.
I texted you. And I was like literally making dinner, and I said, "Yeah, like just let us know like what ticket you find, and we'll talk about it." And then we're like, "Oh yeah, the bridge could be nice." And then like 20 minutes later, that's when Nick texted us and said, "We got the tickets." And I'm like, "Well, I better text Carl, whose phone is
Yeah.
dead."
My phone's dead. Woke up. I mean, turned it back on and see, we're going, baby. We're going.
The rest
Oh, it
was
was great
history.
too. I loved it too. I mean, you traveled in with Dan and Hallie, which was cool. So we got to see Dan and Hallie again, which was
Always
my
great.
third time seeing them in the week too, as well.
Yeah,
So
I told
crazy.
him I told him as a joke. I said, "You're not going to see me for like 2-3 months now. After that, 3 times, that's kind of getting crazy. I got to go and I've been very social lately. I think I got
Oh,
to hiding for a little bit
yeah,
now."
you gotta go into hiding now. You gotta go back in your little burrow.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
But yeah,
y-
now Drake was worth every penny. Had a great time seeing
I agree.
everybody. And yeah, like you said, it was sitting up on the bar stools in the bridge. Anyone who hasn't been to the Garden, which is Madison Square
The
Garden, don't get
Garden,
me
not
into.
TD
Yeah,
Garden.
not TD
Fuck
Garden. Don't get me
Boston.
started. Yeah, yeah,
No, MSG's where it's at. Fuck Boston.
exactly. And they added the bridge, the Chase Bridge a few years ago or a few years after,
Did
whatever.
did
And
they really? Oh,
it wasn't like originally
MSG.
there
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
MSG. Yeah, it wasn't like
Yeah.
originally there. And yeah, you just sitting on the bar stools, and it's like 6 seats in a section on the bar stools, and it was just like the four of us sitting there, before the contest started, just drinking our beer. And Lil
Yeah.
Yachty was the opener, and we were just like, it was like we were at a club or at a bar,
Yeah,
and
it
we were just
was
being able to
cool.
talk and watch, and we had a great view. So I like you said, I'd do it again up on the
I
bridge.
would do it again on the bridge. I don't know who's performing there next. If Taylor wants to go see Harry Styles, I'll go sit on the bridge.
Next time,
Screw it.
yeah, Harry
Yeah.
Styles tour is, I believe, done right now. So, but next time he
Ah,
comes back, we'll hop
shucks.
up on the bridge. Shucks.
Shucks.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of good music we've seen lately. Posty, who dropped his album, came out. Drake's dropping
Yes,
an album
good
soon.
transition.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Drake's dropping an album soon. Quavo's dropping an album soon. But the same day was Posty and Travis Scott with the long-awaited Utopia, folks.
Utopia, baby.
So, and it was definitely worth the wait.
I 100% agree with you, man. I mean, um, he was, dude. great. I mean, the sad news to come out of the Utopia news is that
Mm.
unfortunately, me and Tyler will not be going to Egypt because he canceled it or postponed it to a later date.
Yeah.
So Uber Camel will be on hold.
It will, yes. The 2-man trip to Egypt will be
Yep.
on hold. Unfortunately, we'll have to just talk to Travis's people,
Yes.
see how it progresses with setting up the venue. But as of right now, it's on hold. We know he's performing in Italy, I believe, August 7th, but
Might have to go there.
might have to. But if he's not at the Coliseum or performing on top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want it either. I mean, unless it's a doubleheader, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, and then
At the
Travis concert
Coliseum, yeah,
at the
yeah.
Coliseum. That's the only way I'm there.
That's the only way
But
you'll see me there.
that's
Yes,
the only way you'll see me
exactly.
there.
Yeah, but anywho, yeah. I mean, both albums I thought were really good.
I agree.
I think Utopia was just a little bit better. Posty had the more sadder kind of chill
Yeah,
vibe, and
I mean
you
that's his
know,
vibe though, you
yeah,
know.
which is fine. There was still I thought pretty good songs off Austin,
Yeah.
but Utopia, I got scared always because like he was just taking so long. He was like hinting at it, and then there's always rumors that pop up. And I think right before like Kevin Durant was like, oh, he took this a new direction, and like
Yeah.
he likes, and I just like as much as I love Travis, like I know artists like to get creative sometime, and this is just like a completely different sound and vibe from Astro World, which is totally fine because the way he took it was just unbelievable. Every song
Yeah.
was just so unique and had like all these just like things you just wouldn't expect. It wasn't just sound like a normal song. Like the production that just went into it was great.
No, it was great, dude. The production was sick. I like how he writes his in the he writes his songs like all in caps, like he's just like rage like
Yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah,
Because like that's how I read it. Like I read, I know.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's how I read it. Like, or
yeah,
my eyes. Like that's
yeah.
how I read it.
And obviously, he just was able to get so many known rappers and singers on it
Yeah.
as features. I mean, getting Drake and Beyonce always great. 21
Yeah.
and him don't
Great.
really miss. I know Playboy Cardi was on it. I think Future and Young Thug were on it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have the list of
SZA, is that how you say it? SZA? Is
Yeah.
that SZA? SZA?
SZA, yeah, SZA.
Yeah, she
I
was good
actually,
on
yeah,
it.
it was Future and SZA, 21 Savage, 21 dude, like he doesn't miss
On
when
features, he
on
doesn't.
features.
No.
Yo, he even had Dave Chappelle. Like I like too when they don't put the features in the
Yep.
names.
Yep.
Sometimes as much as I'm like really hoping, like, cause like sometimes when I listen to an album that's not like one of my favorite artists, I'll just click on the song with another artist that I also really like to hear
Yeah.
both of them.
No, I
But
do that. Yeah.
yeah, but I did like how they he didn't put them out, but I actually found a website that tells you which song
Yeah.
is on
Uh,
each.
I believe he just also updated it, so now it
Oh,
says
did he really?
I
Oh,
uh,
I haven't checked yet.
I think I mean because it said that, but then I looked and I also don't see him because I remember some of my favorite videos of when Astro World dropped
Yeah,
was people listening and then like sicko mode coming on and you just hear
yeah,
Drake go yeah. And you're
yeah.
just like
And
everyone's
you're
like
like,
taking off they're like,
oh,
oh my god, is that Drake? Like everyone stopped, and then
yeah,
like
it stops.
people just freaking out in the car. Like that kind of happened. Like I like going through it and hearing like
Yeah,
Drake's little skit at the end of Sirens, and then go right into Meltdown. I'm just like
yes.
I like paused the music and I took a walk. I'm like, hold on.
Which is another reason why you need to listen to an album in the correct order and not jumping around. Because
Literally,
Post Malone's album did the same thing. It
yeah,
was every song went into each other pretty much. So
literally,
for those people, I'm not gonna say names, Taylor, who say that you jump back and forth, no, you listen to it all the way through, and
you
then maybe after the second or third time, then you jump around to the
you,
songs you like.
you want to know what's really funny? Actually, is so like it was actually we saw Barbie on Thursday, so then Utopia dropped that night. So we saw a late Barbie viewing, so that
Yeah,
ended at like 11. So we got home 11:15 ish. So it's like, oh, we have 45 minutes till Utopia and Austin drop. Obviously, I'm gonna listen to as much as Utopia as soon as it drops as possible because I don't want any of the features getting spoiled when I wake
yeah,
up the next
exactly.
morning.
Yeah.
So it hits 12 o'clock. I see Utopia, but every time I click on it, no songs are viewing. I was like, ah. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I refreshed it like 3, 4 times. Like it's
That
not working
sucks.
for me. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's probably just crashing, like the app, because everyone's probably trying to listen to this in the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, that stinks. And Taylor's like, what's the matter? I'm like, it's not working for me. And she's like, let's see. And of course it loads for her. And
Oh
what is
nah.
the first thing she does? But she plays
Oh.
song number 12, Circus Maximus, out of
Oh
order.
my
And I
God.
just go, but I couldn't be too mad because that was one of the
And that song is
best
good.
songs on the
That song
album.
is
So
good.
I was like,
Ah,
I was
god
like, I was
damn
like,
it.
I was like, I was like, I was like, I was like, oh, come on, come on, come on. And all of a sudden I heard like the beginning. I was like, no, okay. Oh, hold
Yeah.
on. I
Oh,
was like,
hold up, hold
yeah.
up.
And then she went to like another song out of order, and then another one, and then finally I loaded on mine, and she's like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So then I put my headphones in, and I was just listening to like the first 10 songs through, and then literally it went from Sirens with Drake skit right to Seven. I
Yeah,
literally
no,
looked
it's
over. I
dope.
was like, I wish I could wake her up right now and just show her. And
And
then the
just
next
show her
morning, as soon
this.
as she
Yep.
woke up, she was like brushing her teeth. I'm like, you need to listen to this. And then she just laughed. But
I think I really liked when he did I Know into Topia Twins. I
yeah,
liked that one too. Topia Twins was fire. I think I texted Dot and Quas, who are our resident Travis fans. Um Dot, I texted Dot, I was like, yo, I just finished Topia Twins, and he was like, two twins on a jet
yeah.
ski. That was
Dude,
like
they're so funny with how much they
crying.
just like love like Utopia and Travis. Like I think every day in the group chat we're in with them, they just both send like a separate song like
Yep.
on Apple Music. Like check out this song. It's like yeah, like we've all been listening to
Yeah,
it.
literally we're listening to it because of you guys
Yeah,
mostly. But
yeah, no, exactly. But no, he did. Do you see how close Quas was actually to Travis Scott?
that was wild.
Yeah, so
Wild.
everybody who doesn't know, our friend Quas was what it looked like. He went to go see the movie Circus Maximus about Travis Scott,
Yeah,
or written by Travis Scott in New York City. And that was actually the same one that Travis Scott showed up to after the movie was over and was like with
crazy.
all the fans. And then I believe he like performed or showed up to a club after.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like how it happened. I texted him about it. So they went to go see the movie. He came. They wouldn't let anybody leave as the credits were rolling because Travis was walking in.
Yeah.
So they
And
they come in. Travis
Quas was probably like
says
60
hi.
feet away from him
Yeah,
at that point.
he
Yeah.
was like sitting like middle of the
Yeah.
he was sitting in the middle of the theater, so like he wasn't that close, but he was still pretty close.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure like at the end of him like talking about the movie and like the album, he was like, I'm performing at a club, like having an after party at a club in Brooklyn.
Mm.
Pull up. So they pulled up to the after party. And then I literally saw a video on JA's story of him and Quast where he's literally moshing and like Travis is singing and like singing in the
Sick.
middle of the mosh pit. Like there's literally a mosh pit around Travis,
Yeah.
and like they literally were arm's length able to touch him.
Yeah,
Like
no,
crazy.
it was crazy because yeah, I saw it from Quas' story, and it was just like, like I said, he was like middle, about 60 feet or less, like away from Travis. Like you can see, I'm like, wow, he's so close to him. And then just as you're going through the Snapchat story, I mean, they could touch each other's like faces. They were that close,
Yeah.
and I was like, holy shit, like that's
Yeah.
insane. Like, what's the odds? Like, you go to see the movie opening night in the city, and he's gonna show up to that one out of all of them.
What yeah, literally, what are the odds? I mean, like, I understand, like, especially if that happens at places like where the artist is from, like if
Hmm.
they're from like LA or like he does it in LA, or if they're from Texas and he has it in his hometown, like I mean, because he's from Houston, so like why
Yeah.
wouldn't he do it in Houston? But he showed up in New York, like that's so
You,
cool.
you know what's
Like,
crazy and actually would have annoyed me? The next night of Drake, he was at the concert in the crowd. And
no
like
way.
at the end of the concert, like Drake showed him on the screen. And like I
And
would
he
have been
didn't
so mad
perform
because he
anything.
plays sicko mode Drake and he didn't
Yeah,
perform. Like if I
that
knew he was
sucks.
in the concert and
Like
didn't
in the
come out for
venue and didn't
sicko
come
mode,
out. Yeah, that
yeah, like what
sucks.
are you doing, man? Like I don't know. I would have been mad. So I'm glad he wasn't there the night we went.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, dude, thank God. I mean, yeah, I would have been pissed. I would have been
Yeah,
like,
I
yo,
would have
he's
been mad.
singing sicko mode. Like, and plus they didn't perform the new song too. Like, that would have been cool.
Oh my god, yeah. Meltdown Live
Yeah.
would have been cool too.
Yeah. I like that song. I think it could have it's not as I don't love it as much as sicko mode, but I like the song.
No, no, no. And I don't, as of right now, I mean, this album will only get better with time for sure, even though it's already great. But I
Yeah.
don't think anything will top Astro World.
Nah, I don't think so either.
Utopia wise, no, it's close, but Astro World was just so good too. So,
Yeah, no. I mean, like I was really that I think that's why like I mean, I loved Utopia, but I was like I just love Astroworld so much. But it's also you got to think about it like he released it in 2018, like that was like close to 5, 6 years ago now.
oh
So
yeah,
it's hard to really like say that you love a brand new
oh
album
yeah,
more
yeah,
than something that you've like been
yeah,
listening to consistently for the past 6 years.
hmm
So it's hard to really
yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah. I'm not gonna rule out that it's impossible to pass it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. You can't make that assumption right away Because yeah, there's a lot of songs like I like most of them. There's like two or three that I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't listen to
I'm like, all right,
constantly.
I'm like skip
Yeah,
now.
but in
Like,
6 years, because like some of the songs I think of today that I listen to, even from Travis himself, like if I liked a lot of those songs because I heard them at parties. If
yeah,
I listened to those albums live, I don't know if I would have liked some of them.
yeah,
Like "Pray for Love" he has with The Weeknd, or he's got like another song with "This Side" with Quavo,
yes,
and
yeah,
I just don't think I would have liked those songs first listen through. Honestly,
yeah.
even though I
No,
like The Weeknd and Quavo, it's just like you know. So, but two. Listen, we got a lot of great music lately, a lot of great movies lately, a lot of
yeah, dude, everything's just
decent shows.
rolling.
Yeah,
Everything's just
everything's going.
decent shows.
Decent shows, and but we're ending the summer pretty hot here. Can't believe it's already
Yeah,
August.
I know, dude. I mean, August should be a fun one too, man. I mean, we got some. I mean, personally, we don't got anything to look forward to. We don't. It's not like we have a Post Malone concert to look forward to again, or Drake.
Yeah.
But got some good stuff. I mean, I also enjoyed Post album a lot. I mean, I know you
Hmm.
said that his the album was a little bit sad, but I thought he had some really happy songs on the album too.
No, he did definitely just
Thought it was a lot better mix than what he usually has,
yeah,
which was what I liked.
yeah,
And I think with both from him and Travis, like Post and Travis, I think they both came out and said like before they released the album that they were trying something different more than like what
yeah,
they usually
yeah,
do.
100%.
And I think they both were very successful. They tried different things. Like
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Post said he played like guitar on every single song on the album,
yeah,
which is cool.
yeah,
And Travis just tosses more bangers. So
yeah,
yeah, it
literally.
was sick. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah, dude. So before we, you know, end the episode, I got a quick game for us to play.
Okay, let's hear it.
Since we have the two albums, we're
Hmm.
gonna do a this or that. It seems like Tyler's probably gonna pick every Utopia one.
Probably.
Um, so we're gonna do a this or that based off of the Post Malone Austin album and the Travis Scott Utopia album.
Nice.
So, I'll give you the first one. I'm gonna go with the first opening songs from both albums.
Okay.
So, Posts was "Don't Understand." That was like the more slower one, and
Hmm.
then I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this. Hyena, is that how you say it?
Honestly, up until this point, I thought it was hyena, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell hyena
Hyena or
or hyena.
hyena, either one.
Yeah, it's hyena.
Yeah, I really like it. Hyena.
Yeah,
Um, I thought that was great. Uh, really cool to open up. So I would probably say the same thing. It's definitely hyena. I mean,
yeah,
don't understand is probably my like one of my least favorite on the album.
yeah. I only
Um,
download like what songs I like from each album, and I do not have the first one from Posty downloaded. So
yeah. All right, I got another one for you.
okay.
I got Chemical and Modern Jam.
Oh, geez, I was hoping you were gonna put Chemical with Thank God. Oh no, because Chemical is such a good song, and I probably honestly would have put it over Thank God. But Modern Jam is, as the title has, a jam. It is just like such a vibey, good song, and it's like one of those things that Travis like switched it up
Nah,
and
I
everything.
agree. Yeah.
And but Chemical's so good, but I would have to give it to Modern Jam again for sure.
Ah, damn. See, I didn't want to do Thank God because I thought you would probably I wanted to make it a little bit hard. But honestly, this might be just because I saw Chemical live because when I first heard Chemical, I wasn't a huge fan of it
Yeah,
when I first listened to it. But it definitely has a lot of replayable you know ness to it that makes you like it more. I don't know what the word would be for that.
yeah.
But I'm gonna take Chemical over Modern Jam in that
Wow,
one.
hot
Yeah.
take.
Yeah, hot take. As much as I do really like Modern Jam, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna take Chemical over Modern Jam.
That's fine.
Just to
That's
piss
fine.
off Dot and Quast. Sorry guys. The next one I have is Morning in My Eyes.
Oh my. Oh, geez, another toughie.
Yeah.
Um, I'll give one to Post there for sure because Morning
Really?
was one you said we heard live, and I
Yeah.
really liked that song. And like My Eyes is really good. It has a slower start and then picks up at the end where Travis
Yep.
just is spitting.
Yep.
But
Mhm.
Morning is all the way through. I think is really good. Not saying My Eyes is a bad song because I have that downloaded and on repeat.
Yep.
But I
Uh-huh.
give the edge to Morning. So in
All
that
right.
one,
Well,
good one.
that's good because we're also gonna disagree on this one because I have my eyes.
Jeez.
Yeah, I have my eyes on that one. I mean, really like I said, I've been listening to Morning for like a month and a half now because that was one of the singles. But
Yeah.
like, I really enjoy my eyes. Like,
Love it. Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah, it's sick.
You can't say
So
no.
yeah, no. All right, I got one last one for you. This one's gonna be off the dome because I only wrote a couple down.
That's fine.
But from Posty, I'm going to give you "Sign Me Up," which was
Okay.
one of my it's probably my favorite song on the album.
Okay. I have
And
that
then
one downloaded.
yeah, "Sign Me Up," and then I'm gonna go with "Topia Twins," which are my two favorite songs off of both albums. So it's gonna be hard for me to decide.
That is tough. Tobia Twins is the one with 21 Savage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Tobia Twins. Sorry,
yeah.
Posty, but you're kind of at the disadvantage number wise there. So I gotta go with Tobia Twins. So
Yeah, you got
uh
two artists in one.
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go "Sign Me Up" because it's my favorite song on the Posty album. But yeah,
yeah.
sorry about that.
No, that was good. And yeah, yeah, both albums really good, and some of the songs, I mean, the features alone. Honestly, I hot take didn't like the song with Beyonce as of right now. Crazy
Which one is
enough,
this one with Beyonce? Is that
something echoes Del
Yeah,
West
you
Echo.
know what? I didn't like that song either.
She sounds great. He sounds great. It's like a 5 minute song. It's just
Yes, that's why I didn't like it because it was that long and it was just I felt like it was too
so
much
repetitive.
bullshit. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
so
just
repetitive and stuff.
yeah. I think if they cut it to like two songs, I would have really liked it. I mean, not 2 minutes, like 2 minutes, I probably would have liked it.
Yeah,
But no, great. I mean, both albums awesome. All in all, fucking great 2 weeks. Sorry for the hiatus, everybody. I
yeah,
hope you guys really enjoy this episode. This was definitely one of my favorite episodes we did. We had
yeah.
so much to talk about that I
So
just
much.
really loved. I mean, all this stuff we really just love talking about. Is
Hmm.
just uh, you know, music, movies, sports,
The
um,
basis of the two man.
yeah, bases of the two man. So this is a great two-man episode.
Yeah,
So I hope you enjoyed these two-man thoughts.
yeah. I hope you enjoy all the thoughts on all these movies, concerts. Hopefully, we have all a lot more. But like Carl said, we had a little hiatus, and you can see why because we were busy grabbing all this content for you.
Good word, hiatus.
Only reason we went to these were for the content and things to
Oh,
talk about
only
on
for
the
the
show.
content.
Only
Yeah,
for the
only.
content. But yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. Keep following the shows. Keep liking our stuff. Keep shouting us out. Buying merch. Doing all that good stuff. Because we got a lot more good stuff for you guys too. So
Hell freaking yeah.
sounds good. And yeah, that's all we got for episode 13. Let's see you in 14.
Yeah, see you in 14. Let's go Mets, even though you sold the whole team. And Posty Travis Utopia is dropping. Oh, it dropped. Oh, sorry. Bye.